Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So it's been a little while since we've done one of these. I'm going to talk through how I got 120 smithing as well as 99 and how I'm planning on getting 200 mil. Now smithing is one we should have done a little earlier last year when we had the mining and smithing rework as such. But because it was kind of a very small update, it wasn't really like a lot different to what it previously was, I didn't do it. But now we are here to do it now, talk through how I got this and go through probably one of the most AFK chilled and now insanely profitable skills. Smithing really is, along with mining, having a bit of a push at the minute where bar prices in certain smithed items really are generating an incredible amount of profit, and especially some of the things I trained on and some of the things I've done videos on have made incredible profit with smithing. I'll try and throw in one of the best performing videos on my channel where I talk through like a little smithing video and basically highlight one of the items I smithed, which was basically like rune, for a period of time on the way up to 120, and basically run through the entire sort of guided method, and it's done really well and it's helped a lot of you guys out with the smithing method. But basically what I'm going to do first, as we've done before, talk through the items which have been beneficial and what has really helped me get to 120 smithing, talk through the methods, how I train and sort of like items which are beneficial there, and also do a bit of an updated review on how I do it now, and that's how I'm going to train to 200 mil. Right, so starting in terms of items which have been hugely beneficial, the blacksmith outfit is, again, like all the other skilling outfits, one of those no-brainers items you really need to get. So the blacksmith set can now be purchased during a double XP with the double XP tokens as well, along with the add-on for the modified blacksmith helmet. Now, my opinion would be, with all your double XP tokens from that, the first thing I would aim to get is all of the skilling outfits, just because the extra bonus XP and the benefits are going to be incredible, and the blacksmith one is actually pretty good as well. So the blacksmith set does give you the bonus, and especially with smithing, that 6% is incredible. Now, what the blacksmithing top does really well is that it can be used and have the benefits of the Varrock Armor 4, if you've unlocked that as well, and that gives you sort of extra progress on smithing, and just generally helps with a lot of smithing things as well. It's very good for mining, so the Varrock Armor 4 is something I would highly suggest you guys doing before really pushing on in terms of the mining and smithing levels. Now, in terms of hammer, I have an augmented crystal hammer. You can train invention with this as well. I don't think the perks are absolutely brilliant, so don't copy that. But again, you can augment crystal hammer and get some invention XP along the way. Not only that, the perk's going to benefit you and give you some massive bump up in terms of XP and speed and all that sort of good stuff as well. Now, you can also use a smithing auto heater, which is a item from Dungeoneering. And basically what you do is you put some coal in it and it will keep your item at a minimum of 30% heat, which if you're going to hard AFK, really good item to have and very good item as well. Grace of the Elves has its place in smithing as well because it helps to reduce the amount of prayer points which Superheat Form has. And because your prayer's not draining too much, Superheat Form can also give you some extra heat in your material, so you are not smithing slowly. Smithing's changed a lot since. It's not so much click and then make the items. You have a stamina bar but also a heat bar. The more your bar loses heat, the slower it is going to be to smith the item. So it's in your interest to keep as much heat in the material, and the super heat prayer and the Grace of the Elves work really, really well in conjunction with each other to get that sorted. And then finally, a really nice item as well is the Power Burst of Master Stroke, which for the next 4 swings will give you extra smithing progress, which is very, very nice, and really you want to be spamming these as much as possible. So those are the items which have really helped. Obviously the smithing cape has a nice little buff as well. So if you have it as well, the smithing cape is a really nice little buff. It helps you with some progress on your next swings, and that's kind of how smithing works now. It's all to do with how much XP or progress is left in an item, keeping the heat as high as possible, and just make sure that you're continuously doing your smithing as well. We'll do a couple items towards the end, just in case you guys haven't seen it, but smithing has had a pretty big rework a couple of years ago, and it's still pretty decent to be fair. I quite like what they've done with it. I thought they've done smithing and mining really well, which is why I'm kind of happy they did those as the first like 110 skills, and then they're going to sort of like mimic the rest of them with all of the benefits and buffs really of smithing and mining. But in terms of training this, I would have gone pretty much through the old sort of style of method. So I did quite a lot of gold ore with goldsmith gauntlets because that used to double the XP of gold ore, and gold ore was very, very cheap to make into bars and get the XP from as well. I would have progressed to something like addy plates, addy bolts, rune bolts, and then do things like rune legs as well because that was very minimal or profitable XP as well. But sort of a big chunk of XP, probably after 99 really, did come from protein bars. Protein bars are probably what I would class as the top 3 in terms of protein items. Just because of how AFK they are, and also mainly how AFK they are, but they are pretty good XP as well. Especially when Elder Rune was released and it was upgraded to Elder Rune XP. I think they got even better back then. But one of the things I did do, when I got 99 smithing, I pretty much stopped there because smithing was expensive back in the day. Yes, you could sort of break even with doing rune legs and stuff, but back then, and I'm talking like a good 10-ish years ago, God, I'm getting old. Smithing was expensive. Like, Bibles have changed so much in RuneScape now, where smithing, if I was starting a brand new account, you could make so much money with smithing getting to 99. Whereas back then, smithing was easy, like 150 mil Bible, when GP wasn't as easy to make. So once I got 99, I stopped. So all of my progress up to about probably like 15 mil Smith XP, maybe a bit more, were from effigies, quest releases, and all the other stuff. I only really started to take smithing a bit more seriously when they released 120 skills and capes. So that's when I did quite a bit of AFK and protein bars on like a double XP week. Got the most out of my protein bars as well, because protein bars are limited. So yeah, I did that for a big period of time, and I always use my double XP as a bit of an AFK time, play other accounts as well, run series and stuff like that. But what I started to do after a while, once I started to build up a bit of a GP stack, I started to look at other items to do smithing in the proper method. So the things I looked to train, I should really get rid of these bars because it's just going to give me that interface. What I did for probably the best part of 80 mil XP was upgrade Elder Rune plate bodies. So what I would do was buy a +4 plate body and then turn it into a +5. Now, you could then take that +5 plate body and then turn it into burial armor. But what I did was sell it because I didn't want to lose the GP. But per plate body, I was getting 80k smithing XP. On a double XP, that then turned into 160k smithing XP. And then by doing it on the Artisan Workshop world, you got the bonus of all the cores, the rocks, the scepter, all these other things. Made it to a point where I was easily getting over 220k XP per Elder Rune plate body. Now, like I said, now I've done some group Iron Man, I understand smithing a little bit better. You could then take this +5 and then turn it into a burial piece, and that would have been an additional 160, 200k XP on top of that as well. Problem is with burial, you pretty much wave goodbye to your item because you're exchanging it for smithing XP. And at the price they currently were, there was something like 1.6 mil when I bought them. They are so much more expensive now than what they used to be, are the Elder Rune plate bodies. But I was at a point where I was like selling them for 1.6 mil, and at points making profit or breaking even, the smithing XP per GP was so cheap because I think I got into Elder Rune plate bodies when they were kind of unknown or not as known as what they are now. So during a lead up to double XP, things like this would be incredible profit. So during a double XP now, things like an Elder Rune plate body +4 go up so much because people buy the +4 to make into +5 and then either sell or make into burial armor. But I got in pretty cheap. Now, what I would recommend someone like in the lead up of a double XP to be announced, if you're looking to train smithing, you could quite easily make enormous profit just making +4 plate bodies. And that's taking the base plate body all the way up to +4 and then selling that on the Grand Exchange. You can hold your price on these things as well and make even more profit because people will want to buy these items as well. Also, if you're looking to get some XP for the double XP, you could quite happily upgrade from base to +3 and then do +4, +5 in burial on a double XP as well. There's so many different options of smithing now. You can make profit if you want to. You can make enormous profit if you times it right as well. And you could get either crazy XP if you wanted to on a double XP or just a normal time as well. Like, per item, 80k XP for doing this, and again, it don't really take that long, is crazy. Smithing really is one of those methods now where you can take it both ways. You can either go and make the incredible profit, or you can get the incredible XP and then just finish smithing even quicker as well. Me personally, I enjoy my AFK time, so for me, I will probably be doing this in the sense of making some GP. I do really enjoy as well making bars as well, because I find that making bars, especially when you've got the ability to do so from Family Crest, just makes profit, like really, really good profit. And I think the old bar bank is a bit wrong because it's thinking that primal bars are currently 14 mil, which we can check, but I very much doubt it. So smelting is something not to underestimate with the whole smithing and mining side because of a few reasons. One, smelting bars is just some of the easiest profits known. Once you've got the family crest done, you can do 60 interactions of a time of smelting bars, and they're going directly into the bar bank. They're actually not coming into your invo. Those primal bars came to my invo because I've not got the gloves equipped. But I'm sure if I put this on, yeah, because I've got the family crest done, because I'm using the blacksmith gauntlets, that counts as goldsmith gauntlets, so they're going straight into the bank. Now, smelting, I've done numerous videos on it as well. Because I've got this smithing level, I can make extra bars as well. And 9 times out of 10, those extra bars are going to be pretty good profit for you. So, really decent. And yes, the XP is not going to be as good, but if you need to make some AFK profit, doing this is very good. But also, smithing Elder Rune items is crazy money. Like, the wiki has a great page which works out all the profits, and all the profits at different tiers as well. Because sometimes, as we've talked about numerous times, prices on Runescape 3 are just silly. Like, you can make more profit at a +3 rather than a +4 or +5. And it takes you way less time. Like, quite easily, you make more profit at a +4 than a +5. Only because people want that XP to finish it off to a +5 and then turn it into a burial afterwards. So, again, smithing is so good. If I was to finish this skill, I would do a combination of continue doing +4 to +5 plate bodies. I'd also do a little bit of making GP as well. I'd make my own +4s, sell them on the Grand Exchange if there's a really big push. Sometimes for double XP, the prices of some smithing items are just too good to turn down. I can make profit with numerous methods, and sometimes I prefer the nice AFK of making some smithing items and selling them on and making that profit from it as well, because it can just be so easy and so like AFK as well. Like, smithing can really be used as something to do on the side if you're working from home, if you're not busy, if you want to play on the Xbox or the PlayStation. Utilize it. That's what I've done throughout my whole time smithing. It's always been something AFK to me. Yes, you might not get the most optimal XP because you're being AFK, but you can just spend time like doing stuff as well. And with the extended AFK timers on RuneScape 3 as well, the amount of smithing you can do while just not being at your computer, they've made it great now with the little updates where you can load out numerous items. Again, the main thing it was really big for was the rune dart tips. So you could do this, make 7 projects or however many projects you've got in your info. And once you finish one bar, it moves on to the next. So you do not need to be near the computer at all. You can just sit there and just smith away. And as you see, power burst will just give you a little buff as well. I've rambled a little bit towards the end of it, but I really didn't want to. But I hope this video kind of shows you guys how I look to train smithing, how I got smithing, and how I'm going to be training smithing in the future. For me, nowadays, smithing is a money-making skill. It should be treated like that as well. On the Bond account, the escaping free-to-play account, that's how I approach smithing nowadays, is I use it to make money. I don't spend money on it either. But this is going to be one of a few of these guides I want to get finished this year. Obviously, we've done smithing now. We've done a couple last year, but there's still a lot more to get out for you guys. So let me know which skills which I've missed so far you guys want to see most, and I'll make sure to jump on them and get them done as well. But again, sorry for making it a little bit longer than normal, but again, I like to sort of make sure that all the details here as well. But thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And see you guys very soon in the next video.